and my, how wonderful it tasted. So I ate them. He was in high spirits. He looked kind of peculiar that morning, kind of looking into space. And when I went to my room, down at the end of the hall, I came in the room, and the room was all light. Soft light there. The next morning I told him about it. He said, yes, he said, I was pretty much in God when I cooked those vegetables. So these are facts. The guru is necessary to give you God, I am sure of that. And so, we do not want any self-appointed gurus following the voice of imagination and books and so forth, and their subconscious minds. That subconscious mind can make the greatest guru you ever saw. Don't follow it. Follow one who knows God. There are many gurus walking around who don't know what it's all about, let alone being a guru. We don't want that. We want a true guru sent to us from God, and that's what we will get. When I first met the Master, just like Sri Yukteswarji spoke to our Master, what was the first thing the Master said to me back there in Boston a long time ago? He sat me down and he says, Doctor, will you love me as I love you? Will you always love me as I love you? That's the bond between the disciple and the guru, the unconditional love of God, without any questions, without any reservations. That's the bond which ties you to God through the channel, unconditional love, without any reservations. So that's the kind of a guru we want. And a true guru is one who is ordained by God through another guru, like Sri Yukteswarji was the guru of our Master. And so our Master received that commission, so to speak, through that channel of another guru. The other way is that the guru is ordained and hears the voice of God telling him directly, which doesn't happen too much, but there have been some great gurus as you read religious history. He is ordained directly by the voice of God telling him to bring others back home to him. Those are the two ways in which a true guru is commissioned, so to speak. We don't want these half-hearted gurus. We do not want them. Self-appointed gurus, the Master calls them. We want God through the channel which God wants us to have. And so let us realize that the true guru comes from God in response to your soul cries, and that the true guru is dynamically one with God. Understand that. Dynamically one with God. And there are not many teachers that are that way. And as I have said, this relationship between the guru and the disciple, the true guru and disciple, is most beautiful. There are no restrictions on it, no conditions, based on the unconditional love of God. As Master said to me, he didn't start off any other way. He said, will you always love me as I love you? And I looked and I saw something I hadn't seen before. Sri Yukteswarji told him, I will love you always. And if I fall, will you lift me up once more unto the lap of omnipresence? That's the true guru's attitude, based on the unconditional love of God. Nothing else. Now, when I met the true guru back in 1920, the load lifted off my shoulders. A great weight lifted off. When he said those words, will you love me as I love you? And I said, yes. He went like that. I take charge of your life. Well, I didn't know what was coming, but I found out a little later. But the load lifted, that I'm sure of. Great weight lifted. And it has been away from that weight has been lifted ever since. There have been many trials and plenty of them. Don't forget that. But that load has never returned. That's what the true guru, the voice of God, can give to you and will give to each one who will try to really and sincerely find God. God responds through the right channel, and to many of us that channel is the channel of self-realization fellowship. Master's words were so wonderful. In several of his writings, he has said some nice things. I know I consider him the voice of God because his words have come true, every one of them. He has never failed me. That's why I consider him the voice of God. And having that confidence and remembering his words that he has said to me, I fear nothing. I have no anxiety as to the future. That's what the presence of God through the true Guru will give to you and everyone if you follow it. And I know he said in one of his writings, he said, realize that at the end of the trail, when you need me most, I'll be there. Remember that. Will each one of you remember those words? Who are sincerely following Self-Realization Fellowship and the true channel which our Master is. At the end of the trail, when you need me most, you will find me there to guide you and to lift you from this bodily vehicle into the kingdom of light, where there is no parting and no conditions to our existence. That's one of the things the Master has written to me. Another little word he wrote, don't forget that he is your Father. The same Father which the Guru has is your Father, because the Guru is one with him. He is your Father, infinitely kind to you more than anybody else. Forsake all, but never leave his side. Let us remember those words. Forsake all else, but never God's side. Then this is another thing he said, anyway, do not forget, I am with you as God is. That's what a true Guru can say, and you know it's so. A teacher cannot